Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Savvy Cast. This is Jamie, and I am so glad that y'all are either watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast. I am here at the soon-to-be beginning of 2022. Today is actually New Year's Eve. So by the time you get this, we will be in 2022. And I thought no better guest could I have on the Savvy Cast than my friend Melanie Roberson, known on Instagram as Mel's Healthy Meals. Melanie, thank you for joining me from your beautiful home in Hattiesburg.
Thank you for having me, Jamie. You know, I always love talking to you and just sharing, playing off each other and sharing healthy tips. So this is fun for me.
Yes, it is. And I want to just tell everyone watching or listening, I have followed Melanie, oh gracious, I don't even know, since I heard about you from my friend Deborah Hewitt. And I can sum up what I get when I follow Melanie on Mel's Healthy Meals. It is inspiration and motivation. And she inspires me. She motivates me. I'm a better person in many ways for watching her. And that is why she is here, because I want to share her with my followers and then just share all the things. So today we're going to talk about small things that make big impact in your life. So we're going to each share our list of small changes that we've made that make a big impact in how we feel, how we behave, how we live. So Melanie, thank you for being here to share your things. And I would be happy to start if you want me to, and then we'll get to your list.
That sounds great. I can't wait to hear some of the things that you do, because I learn from you, Jamie, so much. So let's go. I can't wait.
Okay. All right, everyone. This is going to be such a practical podcast. And if you just take one thing away, or two or three, hopefully it will be as life-changing for you as it was for me. Okay. All of this will be in the show notes. So you don't have to write anything down. Just refer to the show notes. It will have my list. It'll have Melanie's list. And if we mention any products or links, they'll all be in the show notes. So just keep driving or exercising or whatever you're doing. Don't worry about taking notes. Okay. I'm going to start. I've got about 8 things, maybe 10. But I'm going to start with the most important thing is first fruits. I call this first fruits because this is the first thing I do in the morning. And I will preface this by saying, sometimes I do well at this and sometimes I don't. But first fruits are the first minutes of my day. When my feet hit the floor, what do I do first? And I believe that ideally we all give our very first to the Lord. And I have not been good about that in 2021, but I have made a plan for 2022 and I'm going to share it with y'all. I operate on a schedule and on a system. If I just depend upon myself to get up and do things, it just doesn't happen. I have to have a schedule and a routine.
I'm the same way, Jamie.
Oh,
it just sets the tone for my day.
Right. And I can tell on your Instagram, you're very consistent with your quiet time. But what I have done fairly consistently, but plan to do consistently in 2022, I've already downloaded. In fact, I am doing the Bible in a year on a podcast. And let me tell you all, it's probably better to sit down, have your Bible in hand. But the way I do best is with a podcast. And the podcast that I've been doing and I love, and I'm doing it again, and I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to show you right here. Now, You can be Catholic, you can be Protestant. It does not matter. This is the #1 Bible in a Year podcast in the world. My friend Marie Marino introduced me to it. It's right here. It's the Bible in a Year with Father Mike Schmidt. It is a Catholic, so you will get the Catholic books in here. But Catholics gave us the Bible, and whether you're Catholic or not, this is wonderful, and I've enjoyed learning the other books. But he is very, very pleasant to listen to. His commentary is wonderful, and you have a timeline, and the way they structure it, everything's in context. So they sort of do chronological, but anyway, I love that. And that's what I do. And I listen to it on the way to Pilates, on the way back, and it's wonderful. And I've downloaded the guide. So I do that in the morning, and that's my first fruits.
Do you do that? Do you set your alarm for the same time, Jamie, to do that? Or how does that work for you?
I get up about 4 days a week at the same time because I have 5:30 Pilates. So I get up at 4:45. Okay. And that's why I do a podcast, because it's quiet on the way to the Pilates studio. So I've listened to about half of it on the way there. When I get back out, I finish it, and then I'm done. And that's how I do it. That's the way it works for me.
I am so impressed that you get up at 4:45, and I had no idea you were doing this Pilates class at this time. That early.
Well, let me just tell you, and that will lead me to #2, and it's sleep schedule. Now, everybody's sleep schedule will look different, but schedule is the operative word. Mm-hmm. Pilates got me in a sleep schedule, and this is my sleep schedule. I sort of operate with the philosophy, win the morning, win the day. If I sleep in, my day is not as good. I have to hit the ground running. Now, we need sleep. And if you're as busy as all of us listening, watching, viewing, talking are, we've got to get sleep. So Zane and I both just decided that we're going to try to be in bed between 9 and 9:30.
Love it. That gives you 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Right. And both of us sort of, sometimes we get good sleep. Sometimes we don't. At our age, it's a little hard. I do pretty well, but it's amazing how even Zane commented, because he just got on the schedule. I've been on it. Mm-hmm. He said, this makes a huge difference, going to bed early and getting up early. Because Melanie, do you know how much you can get done when everybody else is asleep? Like the world is asleep, except your few little people you're exercising with.
This is so funny you're saying this, because John gets up at 5 o'clock every morning, and then he comes and I get up at 6 and I'm brushing my teeth, and he's already amped up on coffee and listening to something good and that kind of thing. And he said, Melanie, there's this new book coming out. I don't even know who he said wrote it. I was half asleep. And it's about the 5 a.m., waking up at 5 a.m. And the author was saying those who get the most done in a day and the most successful people are the ones who start their days early.
I have read that book, and I can't remember the author. Yes, that book changed my life. It says high performance people, which, let me tell you something, there are a lot of high performance people who do not get up before 5.
True.
But this author said super high performance people, the majority of them choose to get up really, really early. But yes, I've read that book, but I can't remember who it was. I'll try to find it and put it in the show notes.
I'm gonna find out who the author is too. But
okay, so sleep schedule. Okay, so first fruits and sleep schedule. Now, along with sleep, #3 is what I do. It's part of my morning, and all of this is sort of multitasking. But before I hit the podcast Bible and get in the car to go to Pilates, of course, I'm getting my coffee ready. And most of you watching and listening probably have a morning routine with your coffee. So let me tell you something that really makes a difference for me. I put all dirty dishes throughout any given day into the dishwasher. And before I go to bed, I set that dishwasher. When I get up and go make my coffee, while the coffee is brewing and I make Zane's matcha, so the water's brewing, I empty the dishwasher, feed Tucker, and by then the coffee's ready and I have an empty dishwasher. Nothing is worse to me than having a full dishwasher of dirty dishes. But you knock it out at night, and then in the morning it takes 1 minute while your coffee's brewing to get those dishes put away, and you've got a clean, empty dishwasher. It just feels great to me.
The same. I totally agree with you. John unloads our dishwasher. I set it at night, and that's part of his 5 a.m. routine.
How nice. Go, John. Hey, I need to share that with Zane. Say, hey, I've got a new idea. Oh, but anyway, so that is a big deal to me, is the dishwasher, PM and AM. Okay, so number 4, and I have to do this when I get home, or when Zane's up as well. Make the bed. I will tell you, that is life-changing. Melanie.
There's a book about that too. And I gave it to my son. I wish I know it's in my library.
Well, you get it for the show notes. I'm telling you, it's magical. A made bed is life-changing.
Everything. It sets the tone. It makes you feel like you're in order.
Even if the rest of the house is not in order.
The rest of the house can be terrible, but the bed has to be made
so
that you feel in order.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to put that in the show notes. It's in my bookcase in my computer room.
Okay. Well, and Zane even is now, he's like, oh, we got to make this bed. And I think there's a reason that the military focuses so much on having officers, when they're in training, learn to make a good bed. There's just something about it. Order, routine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. Okay. So my next one this just helps me, is multitasking. When one thing that I think helps me is always trying to do more than one thing at a time. When I go to Pilates, I go through the parking lot of a gas station. If I see that I've got 5 minutes before Pilates and I've got room for more gas, I'll put gas in the car, top it off. Instead of just sitting in the car, I'll say, ooh, I like to keep a full or almost full tank of gas, just because if something happened, you've got gas. So I always try to use all that time that's idle time to do some little something, like, okay, let me arrange my Pilates socks in the glove compartment. Just always trying to get little things done where they don't pile up, which that happens a lot to me. But okay, this one is a big one, and it's one that I hate to do, but when I've done it, it's so liberating. And I happened to do this day before yesterday when I took down, we had taken all the ornaments. I took all the ornaments down Christmas Day, but the trees were all there and the mantle decorations and all the bric-a-brac. I took that down 2 days ago. And of course your house it just feels dirty. You've got, drippings of, what's the flocking,
pine needles and all the things.
So I knew I was going to clean, and my precious Maria that helps me clean every 2 weeks, she had surgery. So I don't have her for like 6 weeks. So I'm like, ooh. So I thought, while the floor is dirty and before I mop and clean, I am going to clean out refrigerator and freezer, because that's a messy job. Because if you get in there and wipe down, it drips. While your house is messy, whether it's spring cleaning or putting holiday away, go ahead and tackle the fridge, freezer, and pantry, because you're going to drop. You're going to make a mess to get to the clean spot. Just make it all at once, clean up, and you feel so great to have that. Do you know, Melanie, do you want to know how many 13-gallon garbage bins I filled and threw away 2 days ago when I did Christmas? Guess how many?
How many?
5. That is half-eaten packages of this or that, expired dressings, expired.
Okay, you just
Man,
motivated me. I'm gonna do that. I'm cleaning out my refrigerator today. I mean,
well,
I did a drive by, which means barely. I need to do a deep where I look at the expiration dates. That's huge there.
yeah. Well, and then I would see that I had 2 half-filled jars of Duke's mayonnaise. Who needs that? Why? That just shows I didn't plan well with my groceries. So I filled all that. I mean, I am just so all over the map. And I said, I'm going to do this. I had 3 half open bottles of Wickles. So I consolidated, threw away, checked expiration dates, and then all that syrup that gets down in the, I don't know where it comes from, that sticky
Yeah.
syrup.
Yes.
Hot ammonia, just cleaned all that. And that's that. So I feel so much better about that. Now, I think I just have one more because I'm ready to hear yours. Yes, 2 more.
Okay.
One, and Melanie and this is where she's really inspired me. I watch how she moves her body, exercises, just never is idle. I was doing reformer Pilates, but that was it. And long story short, I started doing CrossFit. It's Iron Tribe, but it's CrossFit. And I chose that because it is functional fitness that basically helps you use your body the way you need to be using it to stay independent as you grow older. Squatting, lifting, pushing, balance. So I joined that. And I think all of you listening or watching, you have to do what I did. You have to look at yourself and say, am I a self-motivator? Can I motivate myself, go to my gym or my local Y and get on a system? I have to have somebody standing over me with my chart watching me. So that's what I'm doing. And it's made a world of difference. Zane just started. So highly scheduled and intentional exercise, whatever that looks like for you. But that's been a game changer for me.
Okay. I want to just say, I'm so proud of you. That's so awesome that you're doing that. And I'm going to give you like a little pearl that my dad's doctor just gave him within the last month. Okay.
Okay.
So my dad is having problems. He's 76 and he's having problems with some balance issues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going into a long story, but he said, you need to get back into the weight room and work on your, all the physical strength with weights, because it helps so much with your motor skills as you age. So think of that. I mean, think of these little things that you're doing, not to have a muscle definition or abs, but for longevity and for us to be able to have a healthy, older quality of life. I mean, we want that. So these things you're doing, don't wait till the last minute. Now you're starting it. So don't stop it because you have a goal. This is good for longevity.
That is right. And before I move to the next one, I want to echo what you just said. My son-in-law is a physical therapist, and many of his clients are people in their older age. And he said his goal for them and their goal for coming is to stay out of a nursing home or of assisted living, to stay independent. And I'm trying to get a jump on that. He said, but if you can't get up and down yourself, if you can't keep your balance, you're going to be somewhere. You're not going to be home. And I don't want to be. Hey, I don't want to be controlled. I'm an 8. I want to live at home until I die.
Exactly. So you're doing everything right. And Pilates, I wish I had Pilates. We don't have Pilates here in Hattiesburg.
Well, you do yoga, so that's very good as well.
That's true.
Okay, my last one, and then we're going to move on to Melanie. Okay, my last one, and this is a huge help for me, is my meal prep. I typically meal prep on Sunday, and basically I boil eggs, about 5 or 6. And usually with 2 of them, I'll make a tuna salad to eat on during the week. Keep the rest for chef salad or whatever. And then I skillet crisp like a can or 2 of chickpeas for salad, and try to cook some chicken just for salad. that's about it. I don't do, and I'm eager to hear how you meal prep, and then cut up veggies, for salad and all of that. So I try to at least have some eggs and chickpeas, some good protein and some cut up veggies. And that's probably the extent of mine. But having those things, because I'll just grab a salad with all that. That's my lunch. I don't have to think about what I'm going to eat for lunch.
Right. That's so easy to do that. Just having a few things to pull from makes all the difference.
Yeah, just having it there. Okay,
Yeah,
that is my list. So what about?
Oh, okay. Okay. So I was writing down some notes as you were saying yours. So same thing for me. I mean, I live by a routine, and the older I get, I'm ashamed to say, if something disrupts my routine, like being out of town, there goes my eating habits. It's just crazy. It just goes downhill from there. But so my husband gets up, John, he gets up at 5 every morning. And he goes and has his little quiet time and his routine, starts a coffee pot, that kind of thing. What I do, let me back up. Before I go to bed every night, just like you do, I load that dishwasher and I have a clean kitchen. I do not want to wake up to any mess, or I don't want to see any dishes in the sink. That just, think about walking into a messy kitchen. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the tone of me. That's irritability immediately.
I know. Yeah.
Something. Okay.
Yes.
So I do the same thing. And then John unloads it during his hour. Okay. Then before I go to bed, I make my Yeti, the big Yeti. How many ounces is that? The
24?
big one. 24 ounces. Yes, gotta be 24. 24 ounces. I make my lemon water. So I use that little what is it that we used last night for mocktails to?
Oh, the citrus squeezer extractor.
Yes, the extractor. I use my extractor to squeeze every drop of one lemon into my 24 ounces of water. Okay.
Oh, I'm going to do this. Tell us why.
Okay, that's what I'm going to tell you. Then that goes with me to this is the night before, every night, goes and sits right by my vanity. And I'll have it to take my vitamins that sip before I go to bed. But when I wake up at 6, every morning at 6, that water, after I brush my teeth, I'm starting to get in my water habits, my daily habits of water that I need as I'm making up my bed, as I'm picking up dirty clothes, as I'm washing my face. I put on my makeup, not makeup, but moisturizer, wash my face, do all my healthcare stuff, and I'm drinking my water.
Before your coffee?
Before my coffee. Oh. I do not allow myself to, and now it's like I don't want coffee. Like I crave that hydration in the morning. It's like a dead flower that's wilted, and then I feel like, I have life. I've probably been doing this for about 4 years consistently.
So when you wake up, it's on your it's there overnight, and you wake up and you start sipping it. When are you done with it?
You got to have a metal straw.
Now, why?
It just makes it go in faster. You just can take it in quicker.
Okay. Now, Melanie, how long does it take for you to finish it, and do you then go get coffee?
Okay. Like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I'm making up my bed. I've got that routine going. Okay.
Okay.
Then I enter into the room where John's already had his shower, and he's waiting for me, and he's usually making his salad. This is so routine. This is like crazy. He's making his salad with leftover meal prep that we've had from the night before. He's doing that. And I'm making my coffee, and we are getting ready to go to the back porch, if it's not 30 degrees, to sit, and we're going to read our Jesus Calling together. We're going to pray about things that are our burdens. We're going to pray about our praises. Sometimes we're going to have a heated discussion out there, but we're going to work through, and we're going to communicate some things. That has been, if I would have only started that when my children were why didn't I start that earlier? Like we say, oh my goodness, life changing is having communication and prayer time together. And I could just cry thinking about it. I mean, I
Oh,
could have
wow.
just beat myself up. Why didn't we do this? But you're busy. You're busy being a mom. You're busy all this. But, that's huge for me. Then he leaves to go to work after we do the Jesus calling. And
Uh-huh.
then I have a few minutes to sit with my dogs outside. And then I read my devotional book and have my quiet time.
What's your devotional book right now?
Right now, I am reading New Mercies by Paul Tripp.
Oh, New Morning Mercies or
New Morning Mercies or New Mercies.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
But
wonderful.
I'll tell you a good one that I always fall back on if there's some new people on here getting into having time with Jesus every morning. I love the purpose driven life.
Oh, I love that too. Yeah,
That is a great one to start out with.
yeah,
Paul Tripp's book is a little more in depth, I
yeah. It
think,
is.
but I love it because he has scripture at the bottom of each reading. So I go back and I read my Bible and have scripture. But to me, honestly, taking that time to surrender and pray and cry, ah,
Yeah,
and do all the things that I have to do, it puts good into me so that then I can go out and
yeah.
I'm prepared because
Right.
we're going to get beat up
Ooh,
all the way.
yeah, we are. Yeah, life's. Yeah.
So, I'm
Wow,
sorry,
Melanie. That
I'm emotional today. I'm so sorry.
no, no, and I know there's a lot going on with you, and we all are gonna
But
face
anyway,
things, and if we don't have that spiritual food, if we're not nourished and filled spiritually, hard times will be harder.
right, exactly. But anyway, okay, I'm back again. So that's good. Then I am already dressed, already have my workout clothes on, and I am ready to go to the gym, to my class at the same time every day. And now I may deviate. I either go to the 8 o'clock class or the 9 o'clock class. But for the most part, I'd say 75% of the time I go to my 8 o'clock class.
And you're doing CrossFit as well, correct?
I'm doing it's called Versus in our community, but it's a CrossFit style of workout. But anyway,
Functional, yeah,
just showing up at that same time and kind of having that mindset keeps me in a routine and not it just keeps me in a routine. And there are many days I don't feel like going, but the hardest part is just putting your shoes on and walking through the front door. I've never regretted a workout. Have you?
but oh, I have never. I haven't. I'm sorry. I hear somebody barreling in, so I just texted family on podcast.
Okay. So,
Here's some.
so
No, I've never regretted it.
right. So that's huge. Just stay in that routine. For me, staying in that routine is huge.
Yeah.
And really, I do the same thing you do. I come in a shower, then I get ready for my work day, all the things that I do, and I tackle that. And then another thing that I do to wind down every night that I've started doing that I love is, and I've probably been doing this for about 3 years, I do a stretching app called
Oh,
ROMWOD is the name of it. And it's range of motion, stands for range of motion workout of the day. And that is a CrossFit stretching app. If you're familiar with yin yoga, it's not a yoga flow. I don't even know all the terms for yoga,
hmm
obviously. But this is just basically yin yoga where you are holding long poses and you're guided. And that's another time when I decompress and I'm holding poses and I'm also having another meditation type time for me time. And that helps me sleep. I
Do
love
you
that.
do that every weekday, or how often? And do
I,
you do it at night?
I do, Jamie. Now, this last week, I got off routine because my kids were here and we were going to bed later and that kind of thing. But for the most part, when I'm on a normal routine, I have been doing that, like I said, for 3 years consistently, and it's made another huge change in my mobility, my athletic performance, my feel good, my sleep. It's even good for your libido. I'm
Hmm
just going to tell you it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
So I
Oh, and
started
it's an
out,
app, just ROM-wide.
it's
Okay.
just an app, Rumwad. When I started out, I really could not touch my toes, and now it's like I can do all kind of poses that I never thought I could do just from being consistent.
Okay, I'm getting that.
So
I'm getting that because even though I do Pilates, a lot of the women can touch their toes. I can't. I'm very, some people are really flexible. I'm not, and that's important for older age. So we'll
important.
link to the ROM-Wide app in the show notes. So thank you for sharing that.
Now it is, I think it's $14.95 a month.
Yeah,
But
that's fine.
but to me, like I can't get to a yoga class, and then
Oh,
I like doing it. Like my dogs are with me; they're
mm-hmm.
right beside me. I light candles. I do it in the dark, and it's
Mm.
very very relaxing. I also will. I love essential oils, so I'll have lavender diffusing, and
Oh.
I have certain oils that I put on my wrist. But that's very, very therapeutic for me, and I have really enjoyed that. But other than that, you guys know I meal prep. I mean, if Mel's Healthy Meals is my
Mm.
Instagram, but also my website is melshealthylifestyle.com. And I have some meal prep ideas on my website if anybody's interested in that.
Melanie, I will say, I mean, I was on your Instagram last night and I just saw those muffins that looked so good. And the ingredients were so whole and healthy and pure. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to start making more of Melanie's things. My things taste great, but a lot of my things are not as healthy. And I'm really moving toward healthier options. So thank you for sharing all of that on your Instagram and your website because
Well, thank you, Jamie. One thing I want to mention too about that, about just meal prep, as you and I talk about meal prep, because I love watching your stories at night and seeing what you're cooking and preparing, and you are healthy. Like you
yeah.
always have vegetables, and I love when you video Zane eating and talking about how rewarding is that for your husband is to be brag on your cooking. That's one of the reasons I do it too.
Oh,
But
goodness.
I want to say one thing about meal prep for people. Staying ahead of the game, even if you have plenty of food, let's say you cooked one night and you have plenty of leftovers or you just cooked a meal, stay ahead of the game the next day. Like last night, I had plenty of food in my refrigerator. It was a night that I did not need to cook. I had food to pull
Yeah.
from, but I made some banana blueberry oatmeal muffins.
Oh, that's what I was looking
Okay,
at.
I
Yes.
did that. I just stay ahead of the game. Like I threw a quick batch in there. My kitchen was clean. Let me make a batch of muffins real quick. You
I did.
follow
I
me?
loved. Yes. It's like, oh, I've got a pound of ground beef. Let's go ahead and make some
Yes.
spaghetti and freeze it instead of having a pound of or 2 pounds of raw meat in the fridge,
Yeah.
wondering what you're going to do with it. Mhm.
Exactly. Little bitty things. Like I had
Yes.
4 ripe bananas sitting there. I said, I'm gonna make those muffins.
Can I
Okay.
tell you, Melanie, how you inspire me? And I was like, dang it. I threw away early yesterday 4 ripe bananas. And I'm scrolling through your Instagram and I saw that recipe. I actually got up and went into the kitchen and opened the garbage to see it, but they'd already been taken out.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
like,
They said,
see, I
wow.
need, oh, yes.
And one of my friends laughed with me. I said, never waste a ripe banana. She goes, Melanie, they're so cheap. I mean, really? I'm like, oh, what?
No, you're
Like
fueling yourself with wonderful food. Oh my goodness. Melanie, because I don't want you to quit quite yet, I want to ask you this. Can you describe, and I know because I watch you, but can you tell everybody what a typical Mel's Healthy Meal dinner most nights of the week? And we all know that we have holiday special occasions. We're talking about your day to day. Give us a description that if somebody's saying, hey, I want to make some good changes, what's your formula? Your template?
a salad a day. I mean,
Oh,
that's
okay.
just easy. And I'll tell you this. I have this beautiful wooden bowl that one of my favorite aunts gifted me. I need to put the link to this bowl. It's just beautiful.
It
It's
is
my
beautiful. Do you have a link to it?
I need to look. It is my bowl. It's my go-to. So in my mind, every night we're gonna have a salad. Now salads are like sunsets. They're all different. Okay, think about it. It's you're pulling from your produce store what you have.
Yeah.
So a salad a day is one thing I would just go to your produce store, make salads, put it in that bowl, that pretty bowl. I mean, you're gonna want to eat out of it. It's so pretty,
Mm-hmm.
it's colorful.
Yeah.
And so that's the one thing I would recommend, salad a day.
Okay. And I noticed with and I went and got a wooden bowl and some smaller wooden bowls because I loved your wooden bowl so much. I love now eating salad out of a wooden bowl. It's crazy. Everything I had was white and scalloped. I love that. But I'm like, a salad tastes better in a wooden bowl.
And have your bowl. Like that's your bowl. Like, hey, it's mealtime.
Okay, I've got to ask you this because, and you're in Hattiesburg, and I'm like, okay, if she can get this in Hattiesburg, I got to find this in Birmingham. And I want everybody, I will make a lot of good seasons, or I'll buy this or that, or I'll make, a recipe, but you make your salads. And a lot of times you'll say, I'm putting this balsamic and this oil, and that's all you put, and you toss it. Can you give us just a guide for that?
Oh, yes. Okay. You have Mountain Brook.
Oh, yeah.
Oil and vinegar place.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Is it called Mountain Brook? What's it called?
I know it's by Betsy Prince. I know exactly. Olive something. Yeah, okay. I know where it is, and I'm going to go.
That is where you need to go. I'm obsessed with their products. Okay. And this is what I do for the most part when I make a dressing. If I have an ripe avocado, it's going to go on top of my salad. Well, that's a lot of fat, healthy fat. So if I have a ripe avocado, that goes on top. Then I'm just going to take a flavorful balsamic, which there's cranberry pear, which is one of my favorite, which would be yours because you love sweet.
Okay.
Cranberry pear, a lemon balsamic. There's all kinds of sweet balsamics that they make. And I just drizzle that over the top. And then I'll put my favorite seasoning. It could be everything but the bagel. Shake that over the top. Well, once you start tossing that, your avocado and your balsamic is going to naturally make a dressing. If I don't have an avocado, I keep avocados. That's part of my grocery list every Sunday or whenever I'm going to. If I don't have an avocado, then I'm going to drizzle one of their olive oils over the top. Now that is quick and easy every day. Boom, 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 boom. Now I'm not saying saturate your oil. We're looking at about a tablespoon of oil and a tablespoon of balsamic. And there's your dressing.
Do you always use a balsamic, or do you sometimes just use a vinegar, a flavored, like a other kind of vinegar?
Yeah.
Balsamic.
No, I go to we have J Olive.
Okay.
Which is your Mountain Brook. Those have a pantry full of different flavors. That's my go-to. Now, if I don't use that, then I love Trader Joe's. I love all their homemade dressings. I mean, you have access to that.
Yeah.
I go to that when I'm out of town, but I love their homemade dressings. I love Primal Kitchen brand because it doesn't have any sugar. I love Tessie Mae's brand of dressings. Those don't have any sugar. Those are my go-tos in addition to the balsamics. Okay.
Well, I'm just going to tell you that because I guess, are we ending on that? Was that your last tip, or do you have more?
That's my last tip.
Well, I want to tell you something. That right there, that makes so much sense because I've been making my friend Marie's salad, which she always has a whole avocado that has had lemon juice, tossed in lemon juice. So there's your acid and your fat, but she does EVOO and red wine vinegar. But you know what? Now I see you really, if you toss enough, the avocado is a fat.
And it tastes so yummy.
Yes. Well, it's an avocado oil. And I guess as you toss a real avocado, you've got avocado oil.
You do. It's wonderful.
That is genius, Melanie. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Okay. You are going to have to come back because I have a gazillion other things I want to ask you, but I know that we've probably gone as much as we can with your busy schedule. But thank you. Your tips are life changing. And
Your tips are life changing. We learn
well,
from each other. That's why we're here. That's why I love you, because I
oh,
learn from you. I mean,
same back
and,
to you.
and you need to tell the audience we've never met in person, but we feel like we know each other, like we've known each other forever.
Really. But you know what? With this virtual, since COVID, with this virtual, so many things have gone virtual.
Uh,
You can know and love and feel like you know someone, and just
You're
look
so-
forward to the day you physically get to give them the hug, which that's going to be
Exactly.
soon for us. but
That's in 2022, the beginning of 2022.
yes,
So
it is. Well, Melanie, thank you. And all of you who joined us, thank you for joining us. We'll be back, and blessings to you for a wonderful beginning to 2022. And you all have a fabulous rest of your day.